Hello, and I have a new vlog, obviously, about conventions today. And I've been going to conventions since 2008, so MLG San Diego was my first convention, and we lost miserably. That was totally my fault. So a little story about that, but again, World of Warcraft was my first video game ever. I had a really, really slow computer, a crap computer that my dad's company no longer needed because it was so old and slow. So they gave it to me. And then I had a Dell mouse and a Dell keyboard and just, yeah, use that stuff. Like, just simple stuff. I didn't even like the Switch. Like, I remember when I got sponsored, they made me switch to SteelSeries, and I was like, I can't play with this keyboard, do you understand? I refuse, and SteelSeries was really pissed at me. Uh, so good with sponsors. 17-year-old sassy self. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so I used not a box monitor, excuse me, a square monitor. And once we went to MLG, it was my first tournament ever. Never been to an esports event. I didn't even know those things existed. All the monitors were widescreen, and I couldn't see anything. I don't know if you guys remember the first time you switched from even like a box monitor to a square monitor, but that's a weird transition. And then if you switch from a square monitor to a widescreen monitor, you're just like, there's too many things to look at. Um, so we lost miserably, and it was totally my fault, just because I couldn't get used to it in time. And I actually went back and bought a widescreen monitor just so I could practice on them. I was like, oh man, I couldn't see anything at the tournament. And yeah, so we lost miserably there. And then went to MLG Orlando and kicked butt. Yeah, we won that tournament because I could see things. Anyway, that's a little vignette for you guys. But, those MLGs back in 2008, they were so cool. I went there, and it was just like one hall of maybe 6 or 7 booths. And oh man, back then, video games were not nearly as possible as what? Video games were not as popular. I was like, what was I trying to say? They weren't as popular, and they definitely weren't as socially acceptable, especially for girls. And I remember 2 things very clearly. One, that I didn't fit in at all with anyone. No one even thought that I was there. Like, no one that I met assumed that I was a competitor. They all assumed I was like a manager or a girlfriend or a coach or something. And when I told them I won a tournament, they're like, what? No, you know. And then the second thing was that, wow, this is why there's all these negative connotations to gamers, because literally the sponsors that were there for MLG, it was, other than Stride Gum, because everyone likes gum, but it was Hot Pockets and Doritos and Dr. Pepper, and that's all you were allowed to eat there. Like, you couldn't eat any other chips other than Doritos if you were there, and they were literally just mass handing out Doritos, so everyone had Doritos, and then the only drink you could have other than water was Dr. Pepper. So everyone's drinking Dr. Pepper, eating Doritos, and then they're giving out Hot Pockets. So they're literally creating the stereotype there, which I thought was hilarious. Which is fine, because I was 17 and poor, and free food is good. Yay, free food. Okay, anyway, so so yeah, things have changed since then. I've been to maybe a dozen, not tournaments, but just esports events. And oh my god, they just keep getting bigger and bigger every year, and it's just incredible. Now I'm not going to MLGs as much. Like, my last MLG that I've attended was in 2010 or maybe 2011, I think. So I haven't even kept up. I bet they're huge now. But, going to League of Legends finals, not this one, but the last one, 2013, I want to say? Maybe 2012. Oh, I don't know, my timelines. That was just a huge, huge event, and it was awesome to see that much excitement and buzz for in esport. And also, like, going to PAXs, and I've been to 3 PAX Easts now. I just came back from my from one, I mean, the PAX East 2 weeks ago, and that was really cool. But those just keep getting crazier every year and every year, and the tickets keep selling out faster and faster. It's insane. Like, I think I found out about the PAX East tickets a little bit late this year, like 5 hours after they were announced, and all the 3-day passes were gone. It's like, what is this? This is crazy. But yeah, the PAX East events, the PAX events, I haven't been to PAX Prime, so I'm just going to talk about PAX East. But those just keep getting crazier and crazier, and the first time I went to PAX East 3 years ago, it was just so much fun. I was used to, esports events where there's only a few booths, and the main events are the tournaments. But at PAX, the main event, I mean, there are some bigger tournaments there, but there's really stuff for everyone. Every kind of gamer. There's like a card game section, I want to say, and like board games, and then there's a lot of indie developer games, and then there's console stuff, and I'm trying to remember. I don't know. I personally just go around, meet a lot of my fans, meet a lot of other people in the online streaming, content producing communities. And also, I like to play all the games. I like to go around and try to get the high scores. Sometimes they do like, if you get the high score of the day, we'll give you X thing. And I always go around and try to get those. And this year, I actually didn't win any of them. I almost won a keyboard from Cooler Master, and it was really cool. They had this like typing for zombies game, and I had like the top score for the day, and then someone at the last 10 minutes came in and beat me. Heartbreaking. But yeah, I like doing that kind of thing. I don't remember the point of this whole vignette. Is that how you say it, vignette? Anyway, I've had my daily dose of coffee, so I am full of energy. I guess some of the other events I've been to DreamHack, which is so cool, but I want to say that I couldn't understand a lot of the stuff there. Right? Like, a lot of people speak English, but I feel like a lot of the flyers and signs were in Swedish. I think. I don't know. I was so focused on the tournament that I really didn't even get to go around DreamHack. So I kind of missed out on that experience, but whatever, we won, so that was cool. So DreamHack, that's my DreamHack experience. ESLs! Oh my god, I have some nightmare stories from ESL. Love you, ESL, but oh my god. I'm used to MLG, which you go to the event and they book out a hotel. So they book out the convention is inside the hotel and you stay at the hotel. So you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to take cabs. You don't have to get lost. Everyone speaks English. So my experience at ESL Leipzig, oh my god, we get there and they rented us a stick shift car. Okay, first of all, none of my teammates could drive stick. So we're like, well, fuck. So we had to pay an extra, I don't remember, a lot of money for a non-stick shift car. And then we got an English GPS, except it was terrible. I don't know why. It just wouldn't tell us where to go. And no one spoke English there. Everyone spoke German, obviously. And I don't know how to speak German. We were just lost forever. And we finally get to the event, and then 1 hour later we have to play. We're all jet lagged, tired, hungry, sad, and oh my god, it was just such a nightmare. It was such a nightmare event. We ended up taking third there, but I honestly think we could have performed a bit better had we had maybe one day to rest up and not been so stressed out about just getting there. Oh, I also got lost in the airport for 5 hours. I turned around. Oh, yeah, at our connection flight, oh my god, we had 3 connections too. This is the worst flights. Anyway, at one of the connections, I turned around for a second, and then I turned back around, and my teammates had left me. And no one spoke English. We didn't have phones. Oh, that's the other bad thing. None of us had a phone that worked internationally, so couldn't contact anyone. And I was just lost in the airport, and finally, I just stood at the lost and found section. I went there, I was like, I'm lost, can you help me? And I just stood there, and they finally found me. What are the random stories? I'm going totally out of order here, Sorry, bear with me. Uh, MLGs, ESLs, DreamHack, League of Legends Finals, PAX. What else have I been to? Oh, BlizzCon. Okay, I've been to two BlizzCons. The first one was in 2008 where we came third. And that was really cool. That was a really surreal experience for me because I hadn't been to a non like esports centric event before that. And it was really cool to just see just Blizzard fans running around and actually way more people recognized me there, and that was really cool because I don't know, I had never experienced that before. Because at MLG's, the main event was Halo, you know, so that was the main thing, and we were just a side event, even though we had way more viewers online, I think. The World of Warcraft community back then was insane. But yeah, at BlizzCon, I got recognized a lot, and it was really cool. That was the first time that I really had, like, got to meet fans and stuff, and people asked for pictures and autographs, and I was like, whoa, this is so cool. Yeah, and then, okay, the next time I went to BlizzCon was for the Hearthstone event, the last BlizzCon. So was that 2013? I want to say it was 2013. And that was really cool. It was way, way bigger than what I remembered in 2008. So, yeah, and there's just much bigger halls. I think so. Maybe it's just hard for me to remember. But the one thing that I've noticed going to all these events is I see the same people over and over, and people who work in this industry tend to keep working in this industry just for different companies and doing different jobs, and it's really cool. Like a lot of my old friends, a lot of the people that I used to compete with are still in the gaming scene one way or another, so that's really neat. So yeah, over 6 years I've seen the same faces over like once every year or something. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Yeah, so that was a complete incoherent rant. But I guess to sum up all that crap, I really like conventions, and even though I still feel a little bit out of place there, I don't know, I just don't feel like I look like everyone else, and I just don't fit in. But it's again, it's becoming more and more socially acceptable, and there's a lot more girls going to these events, so that's cool for me because I like girls. It's awesome to see more girls getting into it, and yeah, go to events. They're really fun. Alright, awkward ending. I really gotta work on my endings, man. Peace out. See you guys tomorrow.